Vanakkam. Good afternoon, Chennai. Today, this session is for approaching the paper number 2, first part, business law. Vanakkam. Good afternoon, Chennai. Now, today, CA Foundation Business This session law is for this paper has a weightage of 60 marks. Paper number 2 and first part. As we know, the chapters are the Indian Contract Act, Sale of Goods Act, Indian Partnership Act, Limited Afternoon Chennai, and the Companies Act. Now, today, CA Foundation this session is for this paper has a weightage of 60 marks. Paper number 2 by and first part. As we know, the chapters last year's paper Contract Act, the paper Goods Act generally comes in is the law limited afternoon Chennai law question paper pattern. Now today CA for this chart we have worked out is for this paper has a weightage generally they ask the question number 2 by and first part. As we know, the chapters last year's paper Contract Act, the paper compulsory question generally comes in is the law limited afternoon question from paper pattern. Indian Contract Act for this chart that is as a weightage of this paper has a weightage by same first part. As we know, the chapters last year's paper Contract Act, the paper compulsory question generally comes in is the law limited afternoon question from paper pattern. Indian Contract Act is that is a weightage of this paper has a by same first part. As we know, next chapter last year's paper question that is the compulsory question afternoon question from paper pattern. Indian Contract Act is that is a weightage of this question number 9 next chapter last year's paper that is the compulsory question Indian Contract Act is question number 9 next chapter last year's paper that is question Indian Contract question number Question number 1 is compulsory, and you must see the 3 acts covered here is Indian Partnership, Companies Act and Sale of Goods Act. So out of 5, these 3 comes in the compulsory. Now if you see LLP, only one question of LLP is there, and that is for 5 marks in question number 2. So this is the probable paper pattern. Now the next stage. I hope this paper pattern is clear to you. Now the next stage, how to attempt this paper. Once again, here there are 3 things. That is, first is before exams, that is you get 15 minutes. Then after, at the time of exams, you get 3 hours, and after completion of exams. Once again, in this 15 minutes, in the last session, in the yesterday's session, I have covered for accounts. The same thing we will follow here. In the first 15 minutes, they give us the question paper. And here, you know, where is your grip, in which topic you are very strong. See the paper and specifically mark those questions which you feel you are comfortable. So first of all, select at least 2 to 3 questions where you have the grip, where you have the confidence, and you start your paper with those questions. Remember this step is very important. In the first 15 minutes, you go through the paper and decide which questions you are going to attempt first, which are in your grip and in which you are confident. So first of all, attempt those questions. So select those questions in this 15 minutes, and once you have the paper in your hand, start solving those questions first. Then after the rest of the questions, it may happen, okay, in some of the question you know A but you do not know B. Now you have the option for one question. Say for example, in the question number 2, you know the Indian Contract Act but you do not know about the LLP, or you are not clear about that LLP answer. There is one more question. Say for example, question number 6. Out of these 3, you know 2 very well, 1 you are not sure. Then how you will select that? Now out of question number 2 or 6, you have to attempt 1. For example, other questions you are very confident. Then if you know something, look, one question, we will go after the marks. If in the one question you are confident, and in question number 2, that is for 7 marks, and another question of LLP which is for 5 marks. If you know some points of that, write down those points and attempt this question. Or in the question number 6, if there are 3, this is for example, there are 3 questions, sub questions. Now 1, 2 you know very well, which covers 9 marks. Now for 3 marks or 4 marks, the third question is there. You know something about that, but you are not so much confident. So instead of, now see the marks here. Here you are confident in 9 marks, and here you are confident only for 7 marks. Then you can prefer this question. So that a big smartness that you have to apply. And I know you are quite smart enough for this. Next and very important point, how to write the answers. This is the majority of the students' problem. They face this problem, that is how to write law paper. Now I am giving you very clear instruction for this. We can divide all the questions into 2 parts. One is a theory, or you can say the direct question, and other is a practical question, or you can say a case study type question. Now first of all, how to attempt a theoretical question? First thing, you write the provision. You will always start with the provision that is according to section. One of the most important topic of Indian Contract Act is consideration. Many times they ask this question, no consideration, no contract. Explain the statement and write down the exception for that. Say for example, you have that question. Which question? No consideration, no contract. Explain this. Now how we will start this? According to section 25. Yes. Now your question would be, sir, section number? Yes. You have to remember the section number. Now consider the section as what? Address. We can remember the address of many people, many of your friends, relatives. Same way, in law, sections are nothing but what? Address of that provision. It starts with section number. So section 25 of Indian Contract Act. So according to section 25, I hope you will give the efforts to remember the section number. At least you should remember the important section. Here I am showing you how to present the answer. According to section 25, an agreement without consideration is void. This is a statement of section 25. It means if there is no consideration, there is no contract. Now how you will write the answer? That I am showing you. You will start with what? Section number. According to section 25 of the Indian Contract Act 1872, an agreement without consideration is void. This is your starting para, and this will hit them. Yes, this person has actually read the provision. He knows the provision. Okay, you will start with this, right? Now, afterwards, some explanation like, if there is no consideration, then contract is considered as void. It means it does not have any legal effect. Then after, they have asked you the exception. However, this rule has certain exceptions as follows. Now you will write the exceptions. Look, even if law is a theory subject, you can remember these things simply. Now you have to simplify that. How you can simplify that? Break any answer into the points. Break any answer into the points and remember those points. Now in these there are 7 exceptions. See, for example, first is out of natural love and affection. Second point is compensation for the past voluntary services. Third is time bar debt. Fourth is completed gift. Fifth is agency. Sixth is bailment. Seventh is charity. Now try to remember these points. Step 1, section number. Step 2 is remembrance of important points. In this question, this 7 exceptions, you have to remember the points. Which 7 points? Out of natural love and affection, compensation for past voluntary services, payment of time bar debt, then after completed gift, then after agency, bailment and charity. Okay. After section, remember these points, and then after, under those points, try to incorporate the keywords. See, for example, in the first, there is natural love and affection. That word should be there, natural love and affection. And there is one point, there should be a natural, means this contract must be out of the natural love and affection. That is the first sub point in that. And second is, the parties must be in near relation. So this natural love and affection, near relation, these are the words which are actually written in the legal laws. So you have to remember those keywords and you have to incorporate those keywords. So first, section number, second, points, and third is keywords. If you incorporate these all things in your answer, you will definitely get the best marks. So whenever there is a theory question, your first para would be according to section, and mind well, this section number should be correct. If you do not remember the section number, then leave the don't write the section number. Don't write the section. Then generally write according to the provision. But I would suggest, if you remember the section number, that would be advantage for you. So this is about how you attempt the theory question. Okay. Now your second question, sir, what should be the content? It means, sir, how much length should be there? Now it all depends upon the marks. Generally, institute follows the logic in this. Now such type of question, which has a 7 points, generally they ask this question from 5 to 7 marks. So whenever the question carries the weightage of 5 to 7 marks, you have to write all the points. You have to incorporate all the points, right? Now next is the second part. After theory, next is what? Practical case. In the practical case, you must have seen in the question number 1, they ask 1 or 2 practical situations. Now you have to answer that. Now don't be panic about the practical situation. I am giving you the format for that. And that here also our starting will be the theory. It means what? According to. Now you have seen one case study. Now you want to answer that, right? So first of all, you have to start with, you know, this is for this case study, this particular provision is applicable. Say for example, they have given you about the section 7 and section 8 of the Sale of Goods Act. Now you know this is a void contract as per the Sale of Goods Act, either section 7 or section 8. So you can start with, according to section 7 of the Sale of Goods Act, if the goods are destroyed without the knowledge of the parties, then such contract is void. Here also you start with that. I'm giving you this example. So you start with the provision first. You start with what? The provision first. Second, now you connect this with the fact of the case. Second is what? You connect this with the fact of the case. And third, you write down the conclusion. You write down what? Conclusion. So 3 steps to approach the practical case or to answer the practical case. First, it is as good as theory. You have to write the correct provision which connects with the case study. Second, you have to connect this provision with the facts given in the question. And finally, on the basis of that, you have to write down the conclusion. Finally, on the basis of that, you have to write down the conclusion. So, there are 2 types of questions that they ask in law paper. One is a theoretical question, another is a practical question. Whenever there is a theory question, I told you, first of all, you start with the section number. Second thing is, you cover all the points. And third, try to incorporate the keywords in your answer. Second part, if they ask you practical case, once again you will start with the section number according to this section, that is the provision of that. Second, you will connect this with the fact, and third, you will write down the conclusion, and third, you will write down the conclusion. So 2 types of question, and this is the way to write the answer. In this 3 hours, you have to attempt 2 sections. First is law, and that is for 60 marks. Now for that 60 marks, you can devote 1 hour 45 minutes. Try to complete this within 1 hour 45 minutes and keep 1 hour 15 minutes at least for your part 2. This is recommendable. Then it depends upon your capacity, your proficiency in the subject. So this is about how to appear this paper. Now for you, I am giving you one case, and let's see how to write the answer. Say for example, one question is given like this. Mr. A purchased a ring with diamond, assuming diamond is real. Afterwards, it was discovered the diamond is fake, diamond is not real. Mr. A filed case against jeweler shop. Whether Mr. A will win the case or not. Now this is the question. While I am writing the question, definitely the answer is in your mind, right? You know, this is the case study related with the rule caveat emptor. Related with the rule caveat emptor. Now, immediately, how you will approach this? First, I told you will write the provision according to Section 16 of the Sale of Goods Act 1930. It is the responsibility of the buyer to buy the goods as per his requirement. Seller is not bound to disclose the defect in those goods. It is the responsibility of the buyer to find out it, or he has to make the inquiry for that. And such rule is called as caveat emptor. Let the buyer beware. Now this is your starting. You understood this? All of you? Yes. Section plus the important keyword here is caveat emptor. Let the buyer beware. That you will write in your first and second. In your first para, you will write that according to Section 16 of the Sale of Goods Act, and also you will mention the caveat emptor, which is a keyword. Let the buyer beware. Now, in part 2, I told you to connect this. Now, in this case, Mr. A has purchased a ring with diamond, assuming that the diamond is real. Now, he has not made any inquiry with the buyer and he has purchased this. Therefore, it is not the fault of the seller. It is the fault of buyer, Mr. A. He has to make the inquiry for that. Second, now what you have done? You have connected the facts, Mr. A and jeweler, with the provision. And the third point, now you will conclude this. What will be your conclusion? Mr. A cannot win the case due to the rule caveat emptor. You understood my point? This is how we approach the practical case. First, provision. Second, connection with the facts. And third is conclusion. So first, provision. Second, connection of the facts. And third is conclusion. If you write in this way, you will definitely get the good marks. So, this is about how to approach a practical question. In place of that, say for example, for 3 marks they have asked you the rule caveat emptor. What you will do? Okay. At that time, these two things are not required. Only provision is required. You will explain them. The provision of Sale of Goods Act and also the rule caveat emptor. It is the responsibility of the buyer. Buyer is responsible for the bad selection of the goods. That all things you will write. it means only you will write the provision. Now you got my point. Whether it is a theory question or it is a practical question, you have to write the provision. In practical, two more steps, that is, you have to connect this with the fact and you have to write the conclusion at the end. Okay. Now, after this, once you are done with that, I told you in the last session also, what we do after completion of the paper, what you will do, you will go to your home and keep the paper in your cupboard and don't solve it with anyone, right? Don't verify, don't solve, don't discuss till the end of your exams. Once your exams gets over, then you can discuss with your mentors, with your sirs, with us, right? So these things you have to follow while attempting the law paper. Now here, these notes are there. Here, we in the first page, we have given you the weightage, probable weightage of all chapters. Then after, paper pattern of law paper, 60 marks. And then after, compilation of important questions with respective marks. And then the notes with the charts and everything. Now, these notes, everything is available. The one in your description, one link is given for the Thankyou app. So first of all, you download that app, and as per the instruction given in the app, you can get these notes from there. So if you need this, then don't forget it and get these notes from there, right? So this is about the law. But I told you yesterday also and today also I am going to tell you the same thing. Now, if you want to excel this paper, what you do till the day of exams, what you do is writing practice. Yes, when you study, you come to know, you know everything. Yes, this is true, but the real thing is your written practice. So practice more and more, write down more and more answers by yourself, right? And then check this with the module or the books that or the notes that you have and improvise day by day. I'm telling you, even if it is a theory subject, now more need is not to learn but to write, because learning part, I think so, you have already completed. Now the important part is the writing part. So in this 20 days, what you will do, you will write maximum answers of law, right? And try to incorporate the section, try to remember the section, consider the section as what? Address. And if you try, you will definitely remember all the sections. So writing practice is most important thing. Once again, I am telling you, in this 20 days, the most important thing is focus for you. Only studies matter. The most important thing for you is studies. So focus. And I told you, you should not regret for your past or should not worry about the future. Focus on your present and study hard. Study well, study joyfully. I hope this session is useful for you. So this is all about how to attempt the law paper. So bye everyone, take care and all the best.